Behind the ring lights and perfectly filtered posts of a Miami influencer's life lies a darker truth. On April 3rd, 2022, OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney called 911 claiming she'd thrown a knife in self-defense. Her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, lay dying on their luxury apartment floor. Police would find her covered in blood, claiming he had assaulted her. But as investigators would discover through surveillance footage, text messages, and audio recordings, this was no isolated incident. Just weeks before the stabbing, security footage showed them fighting violently in their building's elevator. Neighbors reported screams. Friends received desperate texts. Yet, after the deadly incident, while his family planned his funeral, Clenney was spotted drinking at a Miami bar hotel. This is a story about the deadly gap between digital fantasy and dark reality, where millions watched her life online, but no one saw the violence behind closed doors. Miami, April 3rd, 2022. A luxury high-rise apartment overlooking Biscayne Bay. The sounds of an ordinary Sunday afternoon, distant traffic, boat engines, the hum of air conditioning, suddenly shattered by a woman's scream.
I'm so sorry, baby.
The words echo through the hallway of the $10,000 a month apartment. Moments later, a 911 call.
Operator, tell us the address of your emergency. My boyfriend is dying.
The caller is Courtney Clenney, known to millions of followers as Courtney Taylor. OnlyFans model, fitness influencer, self-made millionaire. The man bleeding out on her kitchen floor is Christian Obumseli, her 27-year-old boyfriend. He had just returned with Subway sandwiches while she was live streaming to her OnlyFans followers. But this isn't where their story begins. On Instagram, she was the picture of success. Designer outfits in luxury apartments, champagne toasts at exclusive clubs, workout videos that garnered millions of views. Born and raised in Texas, Courtney built her empire methodically. From fitness enthusiast to Instagram star, from YouTube vlogger to Playboy model, from commercial actress to OnlyFans millionaire, earning over $3 million in a matter of months. But beneath the filtered perfection, a darker pattern was unfolding, one that revealed Clenney's violent tendencies. Police reports documented her escalating aggression. Las Vegas, July 2021, Clenney was arrested for domestic battery on Obumseli in their hotel room. Miami, early 2022, multiple disturbance calls, so loud that tenants 2 floors above made complaints about her outbursts. Security footage documenting her elevator assaults. Audio recordings exposing her racist language and threats. One chilling recording captured her telling Obumseli to enjoy the hospital after he was injured in an earlier altercation. The situation had become so volatile that building management was prepared to evict them. Just 2 days before his death, police body cameras captured her telling officers that Obumseli was stalking her. Yet another sign of the violent spiral that would lead to his death. Christian Toby Obumseli's story painted a stark contrast. Born in Dallas, Texas in 1994, he was known to his friends and family as a bright, ambitious young man. The youngest of his siblings, he was soft-spoken with strong morals and values, known for his radiant personality and competitive spirit at family gatherings, where he'd usually dominate at games and bowling. A cryptocurrency trader who had moved to Miami to build his future, he kept a modest, near-invisible social media presence, worlds apart from the influencer he had fallen for. Those who knew him described him as caring, entrepreneurial, and full of potential. Courtney and Christian's relationship began in late 2020, a whirlwind romance that quickly turned toxic. Text messages revealed the escalating abuse. In February 2022, Christian wrote to a friend, "I've been slapped, spit on, stabbed, called racial slurs." Yet, he stayed, trapped in a cycle that would ultimately claim his life. The final months saw an acceleration of warning signs. Domestic violence escalated, drug use spiraled. Their arguments grew more frequent, more violent. Newly discovered video footage showed Clenney repeatedly striking Obumseli during arguments, months before his death. Then came that fatal Sunday afternoon, a moment that would shatter the carefully curated facade. Initially, Clenney claimed self-defense. Throughout their relationship, she insisted that she was the true victim of domestic abuse, but medical examiners challenged her story. Her account of throwing a knife from 10 feet away contradicted the fatal wound pattern, a precise 3.25-inch deep stab wound that investigators would later analyse through knife-throwing demonstrations on pig carcasses. Most damning was the chief medical examinator's determination. The wound wasn't from a thrown knife, but rather a forceful downward thrust. After months of investigation, they finally arrested her in Hawaii, not in hiding, but at a luxury rehabilitation center, where she claimed she had been seeking treatment for PTSD and substance abuse. The investigation would take another twist when her parents were accused of hacking Obumseli's laptop after his death, though these charges were later dropped. The case joins a growing list of social media-adjacent crimes that challenge traditional investigative approaches. It stands apart in its striking illustration of how domestic violence can hide behind the polished veneer of social media fame. The evidence trail exists not just in physical form, but in digital breadcrumbs, live streams, direct messages, surveillance footage, all painting a picture of escalating abuse. For Obumseli's family, the wait for justice continues. Their advocacy has sparked crucial discussions about racial bias in the criminal justice system, domestic violence, and the role of social media in masking abuse. The case has raised uncomfortable questions about preferential treatment, as some argue Clenney, a white woman, has received different consideration in the death of a black man. His brother's words echo with painful truth. We didn't just lose Christian. We lost him to someone who continued to build their brand while he lay dying. Behind bars and held without bond, Courtney Clenney awaits trial on second-degree murder charges. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the price of perception and the dangers of maintaining appearances at any cost. Her millions of followers watched her create a perfect online world, never seeing the violence that would ultimately shatter it. In the end, beyond the ring lights and filtered posts lay an unfiltered truth, one that would cost a life, destroy another, and shatter the deadly illusion of perfection. Every crime has a story. Every story has a lesson.